Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for being here, for your interest. Is that, by the way, the topic? Is that, or more Mercedes-Benz who catched your attention? I know that's always Mercedes-Benz who is then going to win. And yeah, it's a sexy brand, and I'm in love with Mercedes-Benz since years, but that's maybe a different story. So let us focus on the topic which I would like to share with you today, and that's about how Mercedes-Benz is going to sell vehicles online and how our luxury omni-channel experience looks like. Before we jump into the topic, I would like first of all to share with you who is on the stage and what I am responsible for. So my name is Olga Spaet. I'm responsible for the e-commerce business within Mercedes-Benz for the region overseas, and I'm in charge to sell vehicles online. That means in the end there are three pillars which I take care for. The first one is to bring a platform live which the customer loves, which is customer convenience. The second one is to roll out all the online stores to the overseas markets, and on top to that, to drive the online sales, and at the end, to sell our lovely cars to our lovely customers. So I have on my own multinational background, and I already had the one or the other working experience abroad. But I don't think that I have really to introduce also Mercedes-Benz to you. I mean, that's one of the top 10 known brands worldwide. But yeah, so we have 170,000 employees working for Mercedes-Benz worldwide. And I can tell you there are just some nations left which I haven't been in contact with. We sold over 2 million Mercedes-Benz cars in the year 2022. And just small portion of them have been sold online, so we just started our journey. But a bit bigger portion is on the electric vehicles, and we are working on that with a huge team behind. So we get a bit smaller on Mercedes-Benz side, so Daimler Trucks spin-off have been done in 2021, and the main reason why that have been done is that we have to be much faster. So at the end, we know all that we are living nowadays in a huge environment which is going to change so rapidly like never before. So the automotive industry is also undergoing one of the greatest transformation in its history. And I mean, Mercedes-Benz invented the automotive industry. But there are electric vehicles with new technologies coming up. And there are, with electric vehicles, also new competitors coming up from China, which also create great cars. There are also additional competitors entering the market, like Carvao, which try to get between the relationship of us as Mercedes-Benz and our customers. And you can believe us, we will fight forever, because that's the most important relationship which we will always keep. And there are a lot of new technologies, softwares coming around, and that also changed not only the car itself as a product, but also the way how we wanna and we are going to sell cars in the future. To share just some kind of insights with you, so every third car is now sold in China, so China is getting, or is the largest market for us. And China itself, it has also some kind of an own digital ecosystem and is the major in driving digitalization. As mentioned before, EQ vehicles, so full electric vehicles, are coming more and more. The share is rising. And in addition to that, the car itself is getting more and more like a software product. So if you have seen the MBUX Hyperscreen, it's amazing. You can even start to watch already videos on that if you are not the driver, for sure. And yeah, and that also changed the way how we are selling cars. So in the past, the customer came over to Mercedes-Benz dealerships up to 8 times until he bought at the end a car. So nowadays, it's only 1 to 2 visits. And that does not mean that the customer decides now much faster. That means that the customer come over to us when he already searched around within World Wide Web. And for us, it's the most important portion to keep these touch points and to be with the customer on the journey to that way. And yeah, because we as Mercedes-Benz, we are on a journey towards becoming 100% digital. But it's not only we as Mercedes-Benz, it's also the society which is moving into that direction. And we all know that being digital is so much important, but we also know, I mean, all of you are working in some kind of digital environment. But we are today, all of us are here physically because we want to have the personal touch point, we want to connect, we want to learn, we want to talk to each other, we want to learn from each other. And that's why for us, as Mercedes-Benz, is crucial to provide to our customer luxurious omni-channel experience, and it doesn't matter where it is or when it is at the end. It's for sure that the online sales journey for a customer or the journey itself looks a bit different than maybe just buying a t-shirt online. So the journey of a Mercedes-Benz customer at least can take up to 6 months or even longer, because there are different even phases of a journey. It starts with some kind of an awareness. When the customer see maybe even a car on the street and say, oh, that's a new GLS, I would like to have it maybe. Then there is some kind of consideration when he figure out what kind of options are there, and going over to the purchase part and ending up with the handover of the car. And even after that, our relationship with the customers is not over, it's just the beginning. And we have, from my point of view at least, well-established Mercedes-Benz dealer network worldwide. So the physical shops are there. What we have to do is now to provide to the customer the possibility to do the same step what he is able to do offline, also online. So all these online touch points have to be available. And at the end, it's up to the customer to decide whenever he would like to jump on that specific touch point, online or offline. And the most important portion for us is to be able to connect the online world with the offline world as the customer on our end is jumping forth and back. And also quite important for us is then to provide also this, the human touch points for the customer. Even if he is online, we always strive to give the possibility to the customer to be in touch with us whenever he would like to do so. And there is one more portion coming more and more and getting more and more important, and that's in-car. So you can already nowadays buy digital services within the car, just order them by clicking. And that will also improve and change a lot in the future. So how do we as Mercedes-Benz define luxury? So luxury is for us, luxury and technology have always been the core of our Mercedes-Benz brand, and they continue to be. Luxury is not the price tag. It's not to putting the most expensive product on the stage and saying that's it. Luxury is something timeless. Luxury is irrational. Luxury is intangible. That's how we define luxury, and that's, by the way, my most loved G-Class. That's my most loved brand, my most loved model. But that's how we define as Mercedes-Benz luxury. And that's also what our CEO is expecting from every single employee within our company, to think and act like a luxury brand. So that's the job of me, that's the job of my colleagues, to define luxury moments at any time for the customers. Now, let us maybe jump into the topic, how does this experience look like for the customer today? And there is a Mercedes-Benz webpage, including the online stores available in almost all the markets where we are active. But it's I'm not sure if that's something more German or Mercedes-Benz-like, but I mean, don't get me wrong, if the Germans do something, it's perfectly done. Sometimes overcomplicated, but perfect. So that's why we are maybe a little bit too complex on our web pages, and that's where we are also now looking at. The physical retail is available, so, and as mentioned before, so the combination have to be there. And what we also know based on data, based on customer feedback, is that the customer would like to have price transparency. And that's also the reason why Booking.com, Amazon, you name it, are that much successful. To be able to provide that kind of, or to close the gaps or even improve on that areas, we have defined some corner stores. So first of all, to be able to provide price transparency to our customers, we have to change the business model. So the business model today for Mercedes-Benz is that we as Mercedes-Benz AG are selling cars to our 100% daughter company like Mercedes-Benz Malaysia. We sell the cars to our Mercedes-Benz retailers and partners, and then the cars are sold to the customers. That's how the most markets operating. There are already several markets which moved to the so-called direct sales model. That means at the end that the market like Mercedes-Benz Malaysia is selling directly to the customer, and our Mercedes-Benz partner are there to support the customer, consult, and be there whenever there are questions or any kind of touch points which the customer would like to go offline. Yeah, we will, the second corner store is online sales. So we are developing also online stores that the customer can at the end also buy a car online. And as mentioned before, the omni-channel experience, as that's not a one click to buy a car as maybe we could imagine, but in some years. And quite important is also to be where our customers are. We have a huge Mercedes-Benz network, but nowadays you can't expect your customers to come over to you. You have to be there where your customers are. So that's why there are also a lot of activities and reshaping the location so that we are at the end maybe in the city with a small showroom and all the digital touch points there. So let us have a look maybe into the online sales activities. So if you look at that map, so that's the online stores which have been rolled out worldwide. And I have to say, it's, as I'm responsible for the overseas market, so whenever I come to work, the Australian colleagues are done with the work, so I start to work with the whole world, and when I'm done with the working time, then the Mexican colleagues wake up. So that means I can work, to be honest, 24 hours without stopping, and there will be every time, anybody to talk to. So that means we get constantly requests, ideas, bugs, whatever. But what we want to achieve in the next months, years, is that we provide to our customers a simple and seamless online experience. That within few clicks, the customer is able to buy a car also online, and maybe by adding some more clicks to be also able to finance on the lease the car. And that sounds quite easy, and that's also with Mercedes-Benz, you can always hide behind new vehicle pictures, but there are also challenges there. And the challenges I would also like to share with you, which we face as a historical company, and it's not a greenfield approach. We are not some kind of tech company. We are 130 years old as a company. So there is a huge knowledge, but there is also a lot of which have been developed so far. So, and we have different customer segments. There are B2B customers, there are B2C customers, and the B2B customers have even different structure and logic in all the markets, different countries. Sales processes in different markets, there are differentiations because of legal, because of people sometimes, because of culture. There is slightly different way of how the colleagues sell at the end the cars. There was a huge, let me say it, kickoff for all the digital initiatives on Mercedes-Benz. So every department started to work then also on any kind of digital models. At the end, we ended up with here and there different front ends. So now there is also more one and the same, more or less look and feel. And my most loved topic is the historical grown IT landscape. If you would see the backend system, when I first time saw the backend system, I was, wow, what's that? Where can I start and where it's going to be ends? But I guess that's well known, at least for the bigger companies with some years behind the corner. But that's something what we will for sure anyhow manage. And maybe the one or the other would now ask, yeah, what is going to be to happen with the retailers when the customer are able then to simply buy a car online? And there are also a lot of activities ongoing, and there is the one or the other statement, but like that, and I can tell you that retail is not dead. Retail is never going to die, but boring retail for sure. That's why we have reshaped all our Mercedes-Benz outlets, inside, outside. Maybe Germany is not the best market to experience that, but whenever you go to Shanghai, Brazil, Mexico, feel free to reach out to one of the Mercedes-Benz showrooms. You can also just go there inside, have a look around the car, take a coffee, because we know and we love, we do not only have customers, we also have fans. So that's why the stores are there not only for the customers or for the future customers, but every kind of fan is highly welcome in our showrooms. So what is going to change within the digital environment in that case for us, and what is so crucial for us, as I have mentioned, to provide also some kind of digital and luxurious experience. So that means for us that whenever we establish any kind of online touch point, we have always, or we provide to the customer always the possibility to get in touch with us on a personal note, within the chats, within a video call, however you want to do it. And you can, even from out of the car, you can call the call center and get the required support, whatever is there. So how we are going to achieve that? And maybe for the startups here in that room, that would sound a bit strange, but when you are working in a huge company, there are a huge amount of divisions. And in the past, I would say there was like marketing and sales was working more or less together, but not with the IT department. And that's completely gone nowadays. So the key success to be successful on digitalization topics is that your marketing and sales colleagues and whatever kind of divisions you have in your company to closely work with your IT department, because these are the guys who have the technology and the software knowledge which you need, and you have to bring these two worlds together. In other case, that will not work. One more topic, which is for me always also quite important, is to have a diverse team. So we are building a platform which have to switch one to all. And with all, I mean over 100 countries, which the platform is designed for. That's why you will never be able to design such a platform if you have, like, I don't know, 10 German guys, 25 or 28 years old. So you need different ages, you need different working experience, you need people from different areas, you need people with different mindsets, you need people from different cultures, because that's the only way how you can come out with the best solution. And yeah, so how is the digital team designed? Yeah, business, IT mixed. Partly we don't even know who is now IT, who is business, and it doesn't matter anymore. We have also a 100% daughter company, which is called Mercedes-Benz IO. So there the developers are sitting. So whenever there are some developers, product owners, feel free to reach out to us, to Mercedes-Benz IO. There are always nice jobs posted. And the digital team is located in main 6 locations. So it's for sure Germany, but also Istanbul, Portugal, India, Malaysia, and Singapore. And as mentioned before, we are responsible for over 170 markets. And our goal is to reach 25% online sales in the year 2025. There are some markets which have already reached this figure, but others not. But that's, I guess, the way to go. To close that a little bit up, I can say that without no software, there will be also no Mercedes, because the car itself is already a high engineered software machine. But software is not everything, but without software, almost everything is nothing. And that's a sentence which I would like to close my session. But before we move over to the Q&As, I would like to share with you quite a short video about online sales and Mercedes-Benz.
Discover the new way to your new Mercedes-Benz. No matter where or when you buy it, online or in store. Choose your car, and there's just one price. Search Mercedes-Benz online showroom.
One price?
Yep, easy.
Perfect. Are there any questions?
Hello. My question is, what's your plan or strategy to improve online sales to up to 25% you mentioned? What's your plan here?
Yeah, so the biggest plan, let me say, to improve also the touch points and to have more touch points which the customer can go online. So that's one of the crucial part. And as mentioned, so at the end, to buy a Mercedes-Benz is not one click. So it's at the end you have, or the customer we know that is jumping online and offline. So at the end we have to secure that this connection is there and generate maybe here and there some kind of special online exclusive campaigns which we have already tried out in Korea, and it's working well. So we have published some cars and they have been gone within minutes, but there are special cars. That's also maybe something what we have to mention. That's the same like you would be maybe place now some highly exclusive Rolex online. But yeah, as mentioned, we are at the beginning of our journey. We try out a lot of things.
Hi, just a question. How are the dealers in Europe responding on this? Because they have their own store, they had for 100 years their own sales, their own profit, and now they think Mercedes-Benz is getting away their profit, right?
Yeah. So for us, Mercedes-Benz, our Mercedes-Benz dealers, our Mercedes-Benz partners are with us since years and will stay with us for years, forever. But that's not the question how the dealers are reacting. That's the question what does our customers want? And that's where we always come from. And that's the only way how you can survive in this world, because whenever the world is changing, customer behavior is changing, you have to adapt. In other case, you will lose, but our Mercedes-Benz partners are always part of the journey and are always there to support and to, I don't know, maybe provide some kind of test drives to our customers.
All right, as you already said, Mercedes-Benz is a luxury brand. Do you think that you can sell cars that start like 40,000 euros, completely online, like 100% digital without having real human contact, like human touch?
Not yet, but we will be sure be able to sell that, and I can share with you that the customer which buy for the 5th time his S-Class is rather the one who is going online and buying in than the one who is for the first time buying his Mercedes-Benz. So that's already what we see, and that's also our way of thinking was slightly different because we also were thinking like that's more maybe the entry classes which will be sold online, but we learned that it's maybe even the other way around because the one who is driving Mercedes-Benz already since, I don't know, 20 years, he knows the car quite well. He gets information digitally, what kind of new technology is there, and then he's ready to press a button.
Hello, do you think professional customers would react more easily or faster to the online shopping than the individual customers?
Sorry, could you repeat the question? I'm not sure I got it.
Do you think that professional customers would react more easily and faster to online shopping than individual customers, being that they are professional, they're more used to such processes, and that individuals will be more like hesitating before buying a car online? Or do you have already some differences in the statistics you have today?
Professional customers, for you B2B customers?
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry, now I got it. My fault. From my point of view, for the B2B customers, it's maybe even easier to buy cars. But there are, with like B2B customers, we have always some kind of pre-negotiated contracts where at least the prices or some kind of special conditions are already predefined. So at the end, it's, I would say, on our shoulders to be able to provide it also digitally, online, and then we will jump, from my point of view, the B2B customers immediately on that, because that's the convenience and more convenient for them to buy online. For the B2C customers, so for the private customers, we need to build around like also something like consultation to support him, maybe also with finance and leasing, because at least if you have to finance the car or if you want to have to lease the cars, you will always have maybe the one or the other question, at least if you are doing that for the first time.
Hello, Anna from Artifact. I just wanted to ask, what exactly do you mean with 25% sales online? Does it mean push the final button, like the final conversion, that has to be online, like via internet on your desktop? Or do you also mean to have the whole customer experience somehow digitalized, like also include digital touch points in show stops or something like that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I can share with you that for us, online does not mean that the customer went through the whole process completely online. So we, for us, define like crucial points. And that's, for example, the consultation in combination, for example, for a deposit payment. So that's why we see that for us, that's at the end is online, but nowadays, and maybe we will come to a point where we will, or the customer will be able to really go through the whole chain online without having any kind of jumps out. But as I have mentioned, so as the customer journey can take months, so you anyhow always jump out. So that's why we have defined for us key parameters where we say, so the combination of these two touch points, whenever we are online, then we count it as online sales. That's why I'm also more talking about omni-channel experience, because it's always a combination of both.
All right, thank you very much, Olga, for this amazing presentation.